I'm going to change pace with you now, Dave.
Okay.
I'm going to
Sure.
bring you back to your home territory.
Okay.
You were born in San Bernardino. Did you live in that city after you were born?
Oh yeah, I never left until Kathy and I went on tour, and we left to go to Westlake Village in 1967.
How many sports did you play?
Anything but golf. I grew up on Arrowhead Country Club. My dad was a pro, but golf was a little in those days was a little bit like tiddlywinks important to people. And I'd come back and okay, there's the golf course, but we use the golf course to play baseball or football or tetherball or basketball in the front yard. And I played golf only because the golf course was there. I'd practice and stuff, but never seriously. It wasn't until I broke my back when I was 15 surfing that I realized that if I was going to get a scholarship, I was going to have to be good at something, and I couldn't do a contact sport at that point. So then I really went along with my dad's help, obviously, started practicing. So eventually I got my scholarship to USC to come in there to play. But that's, and I'd come home on the weekends. It was perfect because I didn't necessarily care for LA in the winter. In the weekends, I'd drive home and I'd be able to practice for a couple of days and get my studies done and kind of did it that way. But no, San Bernardino was a nice place to grow up for sure. Luckily, Kathy, my wife, was from Redlands, and Redlands turned out we came back to Mentone and then moved over to Redlands itself in 2003.
Yes, you and I used to be neighbors, Dave, or close to it. Or do you still live
Whereabouts?
in Mentone?
Yeah.
Green Spot?
You're kidding. Nobody lives up there.
You still live up there?
No, we're up above the Redlands Country Club now, up off Sunset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when they annexed out where we were into Highland, if it had been Redlands, we would have stayed there. But when it was Highland and I knew how many houses they were going to put in or try to put in, we moved over to Redlands.
Whereabouts did you live in Mentone?
We lived up on the top of the Green Spot, up by that water tank on the hill. We were the second highest house up there.
Oh, okay.
We'd turn right by the Quonset hut after you passed the bridge and worked our way up on the top part of it there. We're up in the upper corner. We're all the citrus groves were there, and where they got the land, they dug a lot of that land they used for the dam up there above us.
I know exactly where that is. That used to all be citrus. When I was a teenager, I used to smudge up there.
Yep. No, spectacular, beautiful view. Loved it. It was wonderful. It's not quite the same, but it was. We enjoyed it. Lived there, moved back in '83, and lived there till 2003. Yep, it's a tight knit community for sure. But no, I've always been a part of the Inland Empire. All my charity worked with is in the Inland Empire now. Kathy has a cancer walk through Stater Brothers, the backing of Stater Brothers charities there, and they raised $800,000 to $1 million that stays in our area.
Great.
I've had this Medal of Honor recipient tournament through Jack Brown and Stater Brothers. We'll be having our 15th year coming up this year after a couple of years hiatus during COVID. But no, all our activities are here in the Inland Empire.
How old were you when you first swung a golf club?
2. I was right out on the lawn. I mean, it was there, so I swung and everything. And I played a couple of tournaments, 10 and under, and I played in the father-son with my dad.
Yeah.
But then I started playing after I hurt my back early in the summer of when I was 15 years of age. I never played like these kids today. They just had an AJGA event at Redlands here, and they're from all around the world, Thailand, South Korea, all these different places to come, Europe. All these kids are unbelievable players. I never played more than 3 tournaments because I worked in a construction company for Gibson Lumber Company every summer. Even when I was at USC, I worked every summer. And golf didn't become till after my sophomore year at USC, when I finally got to a level that I was really competent at.
Which high school, and did your school have a golf team?
Oh yeah, I went to Pacific Hight School, which was a new high school. The first class was in 1958, I believe, and I was the class that started it was the first graduating class. Now my graduating class was 59. But they had a golf team. Nick Kasulis and I were number 1 and 2. Nick is a good friend, and we had a good golf team. In fact, I almost got in when I was still in junior high school, because I could
Really?
beat most of the team when I was there. But no, it was a good sounding block. It really was.
Dave, I've enjoyed this so much. Thanks for taking the time to be with us. And my friends, stay healthy.
Okay, you too, Russ. Take care. All the best.